Yo, what's going on, my brothers and sisters? It's your brother James Noid-Binns coming to you guys with another TikTok video here on today. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you guys are watching this video from. I am still teaching on the same topic. These things will happen in the 7 great years of tribulations. This is part 29 of this topic and of this video, along with the topic, the great whore. I'll be reading from Revelation chapter 17, verses 3 to 7, King James Version of this topic. Excuse me. I don't know why I said the King James Version of this topic, of this Bible. Verse 3, where it says, "So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Verse 4, and the woman was arrayed to purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Verse 7, and the angel, said unto me, Wherefore did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns. I will also share the verses again, and along with the verses, the meanings for each verse. So like starting off with verse 3, where it says, so he means the angel of the Lord. Then it also says in verse 3, carried me means John, means the angel of the Lord carried John. Then it also says in the verse, away in the spirit, means a vision. Then it also says in verse 3, into the wilderness, means every religious effort that attempts to take the place of the cross is a spiritual wilderness. Then where it says, and I, who is John the Apostle, saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, means the woman is organized religion. By that we mean any religion or form of religion claiming to have a way of salvation or victory other than the cross. The scarlet color indicates blood and pertains to great persecution. Then where it also states in verse 3, full of names of blasphemy, means refers to this woman opposing the plan of God in every capacity. Last part of verse 3, having 7 heads and 10 horns, means this pertains to the scarlet-colored beast, not the woman. The 7 heads represent 7 empires that persecuted Israel in the past, with the last one yet future. They are Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. The 10 horns represent 10 nations that will arise out of the old Roman Empire, territory, and persecute Israel and is yet future. These 10 nations make up the 7th head. The Roman Empire, which made up the 6th head, was the last of the empires that persecuted Israel before her destruction as a nation in AD 70. When the 10-horned kingdom arises, which it will shortly, it will persecute Israel as well. Then where it says in verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, means all of this pertains to Israel, but with the carry over into the church age. The purple represents the dominion of these religions over nations, with the scarlet color representing the persecution of Israel, means decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, means these religions have always been very rich. A case in point is Islam, which controls some 60% of the oil reserves of the world, having a golden cup in her hand. Then where it also means all of these religions have an allurement symbolized by the cup being golden. Last part of the verse 4, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication, means it proclaims what this cup holds despite its outward attractiveness. Verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, means the forehead symbolizes the fact that all these religions are devised by man and not by God. Means that Mystery Babylon the Great, The word mystery separates spiritual Babylon from literal Babylon. It is great in the eyes of the world, but not in the eyes of God, meaning God the Father. Then, last part of verse 5. The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth, means this proclaims, the actual content of this golden cup. Even though it looks wonderful on the outside, if it's not Jesus Christ and Him crucified, then it is labeled, by the Lord as harlots and abominations. Regrettably, that includes much of modern Christianity as well. For verse 6, where it says, "And I, who is again John the Apostle, saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints," refers to these empires and their false religions, which persecuted Israel during Old Testament times. Well, actually, up to the time of Christ. Then where it also states in verse 6, "And with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus," it points to the millions in the church age who gave their lives for the cause of Christ. The Roman Empire began these persecutions of Christians and was followed by the Catholic Church. Where it says, "And when I saw her," the part where it says, "and where I," it points to John the Apostle. "Saw her, I, who is again John the Apostle, wondered with great admiration." John is amazed at seeing all of this. Then in verse 7, "And the angel said unto me, Wherefore did you marvel?" The angel knew John would marvel at the scene that unfolded before his eyes and would need an explanation. "I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns." So where it says at the bottom half of verse 7, where it says "I," that's speaking of the angel, "I will tell you the mystery." So the angel is telling John the Apostle the mystery of the woman that will be in the 7 greatest tribulations, but speaking of the time in the future, near future, when the Antichrist is around. But these nations are coming against Israel to persecute Israel, just like how the Antichrist will persecute Israel. Now, people in Israel will think that, oh, this man right here, the Antichrist, is for us. He's with us. When whole time he will turn their back on them, he will persecute them, and he will go against them. And he will war with the nations against Israel. But Israel will think, who's going to show up? Who's going to help us? And we see that at the end of the tribulation era, the 7 greatest tribulations, the second coming arrives, and the second coming leads into the battle of Armageddon, which is a spiritual battle. Now, we know that Jesus Christ is not coming alone. Some of you who don't know that, I'm telling you now, thank the Lord. Jesus is not coming alone. He's coming with the saints and with the angels who are in heaven. He's coming with the saints who've been raptured up and who have passed away and who have been persecuted in the 7 greatest tribulations, who basically have been beheaded because they rather die for Christ than to take the mark of the beast. And we're not even in the tribulation era yet. It will occur. What we're really waiting for is the rapture of the church, and we don't want to miss that. I live for that. I live for Christ, and I will die for Christ, and I mean that. I don't say that just to say that for clout. I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. Because if He died for us, why not live and die for Him? Why not carry our cross for Him? Why not love people like how He loves people, right? Live for Christ. Don't live for the things of this world. Don't live for the world. Live for Christ. Because this right here, man, it's horrible. These nations going against Israel. Jesus wanted Israel to accept Him. But they didn't. They will accept the evil man, the Antichrist. He's not good. He will come like he's Jesus, like he's God, and he's not. The God of this world, who's Satan, disguised as a man, peaceful, but falsely. It's time to wake up, church, people. It's time to give up Christ before it's too late.